Okay, so we'll start now. So let me introduce to you Vivek. Vivek is a CMT and he is also CFTE, and he is basically from Patna, Bihar, and he's well known to me like almost 2 3 years now. Okay, and he's doing some very good work. That's why I thought that we can have him as a speaker for the first episode of Trading Heads, where we basically intend to call upon CMT charter holders and some of the renowned people in the industry in India and from outside India also. We do plan to call many other guests who will not only be India but from outside of India also. And right now also we have a lot of people who are from outside of India. Right. So let me again talk about Vivek. So he is a NISM certified advisor. He is also having a certificate in treasury management from NIBM Pune, and he's also pursuing MBA from IIT Patna. Right. And basically he has say a decade of experience in public sector bank. He left his job recently and now he's a full-time trader. He has experience in technical assessment since 2014, so more than 11 years of experience. And right now, he's practicing long only breakout trading strategy, which is on weekly time frame. And he's like more of a long time investor type of a strategy. Okay. He also won CMT Investment Challenge, which CMT does regularly every six months on the seventh week of the event. And today, basically, he'll be talking about how we can bridge the markets between, say, Indian markets and international markets. It will be a global discussion where we'll be discussing about what are the current market trends. But I think we should keep this for the end of the event. Initially, we'll talk little bit more about other things. Okay, and how international market are shaping up, how Indian market is shaping up. That we'll discuss at the end. Okay, we'll talk about risk management, some effective risk management strategies, which Vivek will be showing us, and and see, every market is different, right? So, which risk management should be effective in which market condition? That is what he'll be talking about. And then, what is the role of technology in trading? Okay, now if you see and see, technology has become so powerful with all this AI, Chat GPT, and Gemini, right? So it's like a pool of things and what to use, what not to use, what softwares are to be used in modern trading. So he'll be discussing on that, and most importantly, he'll be discussing about mindset and psychology required for trading. What is the importance of mindset for the trading purposes, and what are the future of trading? What predictions and or expectations we can have from for the future of global trading? And then we'll at the end we'll have a little bit of a market chat and networking with other CMT charter holder, because in this uh, uh, like session there are a lot of charter holders, right? So we'll be discussing with them also. And then so now let's come to Vivek. Okay, so before we start, Vivek, we would like to know a little bit about more about you from you. Okay, especially about how did you thought of coming into the field of trading. You were at PSU banker, right? And then you came into trading. And then say what prompted you to do CMT, right? What was your mindset when you thought of doing CMT? Why technical analysis? So let us know a little bit about that. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, and good evening, all. I'm Vivek Kumar, as sir said, and I'm currently residing at Patna, Bihar. So, long story short, the thing is, I would like to say something about my geographical history. So as you all know, I am based in Bihar. What happens? Maybe those people who are currently residing out of India, they might not be aware of, but all the people who reside in India, they mostly know that people from Bihar, Jharkhand, UP, they are having an attitude of writing UPSC exam. That is one of the toughest exam. Okay, they love to write UPSC exam and they are known for cracking the toughest exam. But this was not the case with me. Since my childhood, NSC and BSc Sensex, those used to pop up on the news channel that excited me. That is the only thing during my childhood days only. I just decided upon that, okay, this is something which excites me and I will enter into this sector only. So that is what in my mind, and I wrote this bank's exam, the IBPS PO as usually called. So first step was that I chose my niche. My niche was finance. This is something which is fixed and it will not change, I think, till the last breath of my life. So finance was my niche, and then I thought about, okay, let's do some banking. Started banking, learned about the different things, deposit advances, treasury, and all. But that particular thing, NSC and BSc, that was still in my blood. So what happened? I was in Bangalore during 2014. So one of our mentors who used to teach us banking, he told me that Vivek, you will not understand all these NSC, BSc until and unless you open a demat account yourself. So better you open a demat account yourself, then only you will come to know what happens and how does it happen. So I went to a broker. I think it was in Mangla in Bangalore or Electronic City, something like that. Then I got my first demat account open. And luckily, that particular fellow, he asked me, sir, you come to some ABC restaurant, I will show you how to trade. I was just, so much happy. I was like in cloud nine that, okay, someone is going to teach me how to trade stocks. Okay, I will become a millionaire tomorrow, and day after tomorrow, I will buy a Lamborghini and Rolls Royce, and then I will go back to my home. But everyone knows it didn't work this way. So finally, I met him in 2014 in a local restaurant in Bangalore only. Then he taught me that, okay, there is something called RSI. Okay, if it will go to 70 line, that is called this level. If it goes below 30 line, this is called this level. And like this, you will learn to trade. I said, okay, what is this box during every stock price? So he told me that, okay, this is called candlestick. If you want to know about it, you buy Steve Nissen book. From there you will learn everything about candlestick. I said, okay, cool. So I bought the book. I understood that, okay, what is candlestick, how is it formed. And you must be able to recall that during 2014 there was not so much of media available on YouTube to learn that what is a candlestick pattern, how, what is a morning star, how does a hammer work, what is the exact qualification of hammer. Even funnily, I would like to tell you that I struggled for 2 to 3 years to understand what is the definition of hammer pattern. Even one very famous writer is there, Anna Cooling. She has wrote some fantastic books on volume. I tweeted her many a times that, ma'am, in your book you have described about shooting star and hammer. How to describe that this is a hammer only? Why not I shall call it a pin bar? So this is something which triggered in my mind, and it continued me and compelled me to excel in this field. Then finally, after some years, I was just thinking upon how to do, you know, if I will have to go to place A to place B, I need to go to the bus stand only. In the mid of the way, I will not be able to catch the bus. Luckily, I got to know about John Murphy's book, okay, the technical analysis book. I just wrote that book, and I still remember there was one particular line he had wrote in his book that don't take advice in terms of technical analysis until and unless he is a CMT. That just struck my mind. I thought, what is a CMT? I thought of, okay, it must be something in the US only, not in India. Luckily, I just sent a mail to CMT Association. They provided me, Joel Pennicott sir is there. They provided me his contact number. I contacted him. Luckily, that year itself, they were planning to open their office in Mumbai. I said, okay, cool. So I asked him, sir, I'm not having any passport. Will I be able to join this certification? Yeah, he said, do you have this local ID card government approved? I said, yes, sir, I'm having Aadhaar card and PAN card. Will it suffice? He said, okay. So that is what my passion was. That is what my finance, you know, I cannot even describe you in words. This is what I am going through right now. That is my passion about trading. And that particular thing in trading, candlestick is something which has been the cornerstone of my passion. After that, lately, everything evolves during time. So this also evolved during time, that after candlestick I shifted to classical chart patterns. Once I learned classical chart patterns during CMT, that is something which just changed my life. That is the day when I came to know that, okay, this is something which I want to do in my life, and this is something which I will be doing in my life. So this is a small journey of mine. You must be having your walls as well. Next, I will come upon one fantastic idea which I shared with mindset and psychology in trading. So risk management, everyone of all of you must be knowing about, being a CMT, or in fact, even if you are passionate about technical analysis, you must be knowing what is stop loss order, how to use it. So we will talk about it a little bit later. But in the meanwhile, I would like to first start with this session with mindset and psychology in trading. Why mindset and psychology in trading? Because I felt this is the most ignored part in terms of trading. What happened during my CMT preparation? I wrote every bias answer. I read upon this psychological term, that psychology, that anchoring, that thing, A, B, C, D. But what happened when I came to real life trading? After 4 or 5 losses, I started thinking upon whether this strategy will work. I had won that CMT challenge as well in the same breakout strategy only. But still, I was thinking whether this strategy will work, whether will I be able to, continue my life from this money, whether I will be able to resign from my banking job and switch to full-time trading. So all these things are not exclusive to me. I think 100%, if not 100%, 80% of you all have also gone through this time in this thing. So this is why I thought of that, okay, this is something which we need to discuss upon, which you will not get much in the books, because books will give you the, formulas, the definition. But once someone goes through something, then only he understands the pain. I will teach you that, okay, if you're riding a motorcycle, if you fell off, you will get some scratches on your body, you will get some pain. You studied the chapter, you close the book, you went to sleep. But one day you were going on a highway, you met the same accident from bike, then you start feeling the pain. Oh, this is what scratch was there in the book. This is what pain feels like. So this is something which we need to inculcate ourselves in ourselves. This is something which book will just teach us. But this practice has to be done by ourselves only. To make this conversation a little bit more formal, I have jotted down like 4 small points in terms of mindset and psychology, which everyone struggles with, which I will discuss with you. One very small topic is there: no loss system. Everyone is working upon that. Okay, I will create a system. I will put in such a way, Python script and Python, any language, or this, that, every software, that my strategy will not incur loss anytime. If not in that particular time, people are chasing upon. I will build a system in such a way that every month it must be a positive system. Even if 1% is there, that's all right. But I don't want to see any loss. No loss strategy. So, my dear friends, tell me one thing. If I ask you to go to the normal road, this road outside of your house or outside of your apartment, and just walk with your left foot, will it be possible? Just think about it.
No, not possible. For few steps you can take, but not long.
Yes, exactly. This is something which you need to understand. No loss strategy is something which you are asking, and when I'm asking any one of you to go to the road and just walk for 100 meters or 200 meters with using your just left foot, you will say, no, it's not possible. So this is something you need to put inside your mind. No loss strategy is exactly the same. If I am a human being, I am having 2 legs. So one is profit, one is loss. I will have to walk completely with both legs only. If I'm using the only one leg, as sir rightly said, I will hardly barely be able to, I think, walk up to 10 or 50 meters. Hardly, I think, 100 meters, not after that. So if I want to walk comfortably in life, okay, on the road, I will have to use both of my legs. So this is something in terms of mindset and psychology, we need to inculcate in ourselves that there is nothing called no loss strategy. Okay. If we are walking on the road, we will have to use both of our legs. Why both of our legs? To maintain the body balance. Okay. Again, I'm telling you one another scenario. Leave loss. I gave you the full profit system. Okay. I am devising a trading strategy for you. Any particular, only one of you, not for all. Any particular one of you. I am giving you a system which will give you profit on daily basis, on weekly basis, on monthly basis, quarterly and yearly. In no such time frame you will incur loss. Okay, got it? I am giving you a system, trading system, which will end of the day will give you profit, which will end of the week will give you profit, end of the month, end of the quarter, end of the year. Every time frame, whatever you go, it will give you a profit. Okay, and that profit is not even is very smaller. We have learned in CMT, na, if you are having 0.1% extra, this edge, that will not suffice only. You need to have some meaningful CAGR around 10%, 20%, 30%, because we are having our daily life needs as well. So suppose I give you that system that is profitable in daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. What will happen? After 2 days, will be very happy. Okay, I got my money, I got my money. After that day, you slept in the night, tomorrow morning again, you will be getting some money. Maybe 20 rupees, 20,000, 20 lakh, 20 crore, anything it might be. After 1 week also, you will come to know that, okay, tomorrow morning again, I will be getting some money. After 1 month, again, you will know that, okay, next month also, I am going to get some money. But what will happen after 5 years? I am telling you, you will get bored. If not bored of your life, you will get bored of trading. The thing in trading is the fun in trading. If you are not getting fun in trading, you will not do it for the whole life, my friends. You will hardly do it for 2 years, 3 years, 10 years. I have seen plenty of people on my LinkedIn, on my social media. I'm not that much even active, but many people come to me that, okay, we lost money after 10 years, we quit. This is what it will happen to you. Not because you lost money, because you got fed up. Okay, you got fed up with trading because you knew that, okay, this is the money I will be getting. What highest thing you will buy? You will buy a good apartment, because after 6 months you are having that much money, because I gave you that system which is 100% profitable with no loss strategy. You bought an apartment. Next 6 months you bought a Rolls Royce. Next 6 months you bought a yacht. Next 6 months you went to world tour. After 2 years you came. Then what is left for you in the life? Nothing. So now there is no joy in life, no joy in trading. You experience each and everything which one can dream of. I think 100%, if not 100%, 99.99% of the people will get bored of this life. They're having nothing to have. They're already having the highest quality of apartment. They're already having the Rolls Royce in their garage. They've already done the world tour. Even if leave it, you will go to moon. You will go to moon. You will buy some plot. You will come back. After that, what will you do? Maybe once I gave you the system, after 10 years, you achieved that also. You went to moon, you come back. You bought the whole moon. Now what you will do? You will get bored. You will get bored of trading, of life. Then you will need some new stimulus. But what will happen? I gave you some new stimulus. I said, okay, brother, you start some company like Ola only. You say, I will, create some new company, build some new company like Ola. But again, that money, what I will do? I am already having everything. That will also not give you stimulus. So understand, loss is something which will keep this fun part in trading alive. Okay. So this is something we need to learn. How you will learn this? When you will think upon after 10 years. I just told you, if you go to the bigger picture, then only you understand that there is nothing called no loss strategy. And loss is something why we are here. Loss is something why I feel like happy. I'm feeling happy. Okay, I my three stop loss hit. Okay, chill. Tomorrow my one profit hit. Okay, it's already break even. Tomorrow if I again get some good trade, I will be net positive. But if I get every profitable trades in my whole life, I will get bored from trading. I will have nothing to do in my life because I achieved everything. So understand this thing that there is nothing to no loss strategy. No loss is walking with one leg on the road. If we want to keep the balance in our life, we need to have this mindset and psychology in trading. Another point I would like to talk about, some people come to me that how to overcome the fear of loss. This also, when I think upon, I think that why do people feel it difficult? Why do people think that why it is, cumbersome to fight with losing trades? There is no such reason. Again, I'm telling you a real life example. Okay. So think of uh, you like adventure. You like adventure so much so that you hired an aeroplane. Okay, like, and you are suppose 35,000 feet height is the Indigo aeroplane. So you are at the same height around, okay, or even higher, 5 feet, no, 5,000 feet or 5,000 feet lesser, 40,000 feet. Suppose you bought an about this parachute. Okay, you are on the airplane, you are at 40,000 height, you bought a parachute, and you thought, okay, I will jump for adventure. So you eventually, after 2 minutes, jumped also. The parachute is also all right. You are just, feeling this adrenaline rush. You are, feeling so much happy. Okay, okay, okay. I am seeing Earth. I am seeing from so far distance. And your parachute is also fine. I'm not saying your parachute is broken. But think of that particular moment. What is inside you? Inside you is a rush. Inside you is a happiness feeling. But one thing is there. You are disassociated. Why I'm telling you disassociated? If you are falling from a speed of x from that height, can you increase that x into 10x, or can you decrease that x speed to 0? No. I think hardly some gadget would be there. They can, increase the speed by 2 times, 3 times, or they can, decrease the speed by 2 times, 3 times until unless this parachute is open. But that time you have been disassociated. You are feeling the rush, but this is not in your control. Once you open the parachute, then this swing will start. Slowly, gradually, you will come to the earth. That is something that this association you need to inculcate in yourself. Why do you need to inculcate in yourself? The question I just said, fear of loss. This fear of loss is there, na? That is something that will only go when you disassociate yourself from the trade, the particular trade I took. If I will disassociate myself from that particular trade, doesn't matter to me. If it is profitable, it is profitable. If it is loss, it is a loss. If I will keep myself associated with that trade, that okay, after this trade gets profitable, I will buy an iPhone 16 Pro Plus. I think Pro Max is the model name correctly. So I will buy that. And if the trade goes to loss, your stop loss hits, you will feel pain. So why that thing? If you want to overcome this fear of loss methodology, just disassociate yourself from the trade. Whatever will happen, that will happen. That is not at all after all in your hands. So this is something which we need to inculcate in ourselves.
Vivek,
Sir,
uh, I agree with your thought that we should get disassociated with the trades, but it's easy to say how to do it practically.
thank you so much,
That's
sir.
the most difficult part, right?
Thank you so much, sir. I was already expecting this question from you, so I wrote it down on my paper also, and I am prepared to answer that as well. So, sir, I at least said that how to overcome this. So I will tell you two things. First option is staying focused, and second is building confidence in your trading. I will tell you the answer of both of the things, how you will get. Okay, so first I will talk about this how to stay focused during market fluctuations. Especially suppose I am taking an example of intraday traders. Leave it myself. I'm a positional trader. After 1 week only, I see the charts. It doesn't matter to me much. But I will talk upon this from a viewpoint of an intraday trader who is trading with 5 minutes time frame. Okay, so he is seeing the fluctuation every 5 minutes. Okay, and he is getting like 3 stop losses in a row or 5 stop losses in a row in some bad days. So how he will stay focused and how he will build confidence upon his system? There are only two ways to build the confidence in this his system or her system. The only possible way is to backtest. There is no holy grail in this. The only system is backtest. Either you use any software of your choice, or if you are not having that much of knowledge of backtesting or coding, you can hire someone, or you can even do manual backtesting also. In my time, I think there was one time when I was just planning to trade State Bank of India shares. Like many of you must be trading only Nifty or Bank Nifty only, na? So the same way I had thought of trading State Bank of India shares. You will not believe me. I am having a complete diary where I have written, I think, 5 years of data. Every day, 5 years of data as in an interval of 5 minutes trade. What happened? So at the end of the, I think 1 year I took to complete this task. After 1 year, I came to know, okay, when State Bank of India shares will have gap up, when it will have gap down, how does it react to this gap up days, and how does it react to the gap up down gap down days? So to build confidence in your system, you need to devise a mechanism that will backtest and that will tell you that, okay, your strategy has an edge. Your strategy has an edge after a certain period. Because I backtested an intraday system, tomorrow only I will think that, okay, I will implement it, it will give me some profitable trades. It's not going to happen. I think at the end of the day, if you are taking 100 trades, maybe you are profitable. But if you are taking only 2 trades, at the end of the day, being profitable is a difficult task. So to build the confidence in your system, you need to devise a methodology to backtest your system. Second, I'm coming back to this how to stay focused during market fluctuation. The one and only answer I will give you that will work is meditation. There is no other formula to this. Once you have created and backtested your system, that will something which will disassociate yourself from the trade. But apart from that also, if you want to stay much more sharper in your life, even in trading also, the only option available to you is meditation. And why I am teaching you about meditation is because I have been practicing that myself for the last 7 years. I have been practicing meditation each and every day in the morning. Even sometimes I do also for 15 to 20 minutes before going to sleep. What will happen while you meditate? While you meditate scientifically on YouTube videos, you will automatically go the scientific reasons. This why science says that meditation is good. What I have seen in myself, I am telling you. Earlier, like everyone, I also traded in 1 minute time frame in my life. I also traded in 3 minute time frame, 5 minute. Every time frame I did trade up until daily. What happened? I observed after 2 or 3 months of meditation that whenever I am doing trading, even in daily time frame, I am so much of concerned about the results. What will happen? What will happen? What will happen? If my stop loss hits, I think, oh my god, stop loss got hit. Tomorrow I'm not in a mood to take trade. And that particular trade which I missed intentionally, that turned into profitable trades. So after doing meditation, I suddenly started realizing that this is not my forte. This is not my personality. This is not something which I like. How can you yourself, think upon it? I'm telling you, when I ride a bike, I don't like riding the bike in such furious manner that okay, my bike's speed is currently 20. I will just accelerate, I will go to 100. I will again, apply the brake. It will come to 20 speed. Again, I will try, hit this accelerator. Again, my bike will go to 120 speed. Again, I will apply brake. I don't like that. I'm not having that kind of, personality. That is something which I think that resonates with scalpers. That is what they do. What I do, like I am having a 10-year-old bike. That is something you will accelerate today, that will pick up the speed tomorrow. So that is what I thought, okay, this is something which I am comfortable in. So that particular day, I thought of that, okay, let's switch to weekly time frame. And believe me, what happened while trading in weekly time frame, once my stop loss got hit, I usually see my charts only at this Saturdays only, sometimes on Sundays if I am busy on Saturday. So after 5 or 6 days, I have already forgotten that stop loss. This pain is there, not hitting the stop loss. That is already gone because my stop loss was hit on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I had got my notification on Tuesday itself that okay, my stop loss has got hit, but I will journal it on Saturday only. And even if I will have to put some new trades, that also I will do on Saturday only. So that is something which I thought of, and I thought that okay, this is the sweet spot. This is sweet spot which is helping me to disassociating myself from every stop loss hit pain. So to calm down yourself and to stay focused in those fluctuations of this amazing market, you need to have two things. One, backtesting strategy. Second, meditation. Please, please, please meditate. Even if you are a profitable trader, even if you are a loss making trader, please meditate. If you will start doing meditation, you will start seeing the difference in you. You will become a completely changed person. I am telling you, please believe me. After 3 months, you yourself will message me, Vivek, that day you said something that really I think today that it works. So this is the answer. Last thing,
Vivek, there is a question from Suryash. He's asking how you started your meditation journey.
first of all, fantastic question and directly to the point. I appreciate. The thing is, when you are walking on the road and suddenly you hit your legs into the stone, then only you will come to know that okay, what pain is. And especially when you are able to see that particular stone, that okay, this was a stone I erroneously hit upon from my legs. So that is something which has happened with me. How did I start my meditation journey? Starts with that pain only. First thing, as I told you, that after every stop loss hit, before using this meditation and weekly time frame trading strategies, I used to trade in 15 minutes time frame, 1 hour time frame, or daily. There was no fixed criteria that okay, I will trade in hourly only, I will trade in daily only, I will trade in 15 minutes only. So earlier I was jumping here, from there, from there. Okay. So then I out one book. The book's name is Super Trader. So it is an amazing book, mind-boggling book by Sir Van Tharp. And from that day, I think I have read around 10 books at least on mindset and psychology that has changed everything. So in that book only, I learned about meditation. And if you will go through that book itself will tell you that, if you want to disassociate yourself from the profiting trades, not I am talking about losing trades, profiting trades, you need only one thing, that is meditation. Second thing that book teaches about is laughter. You need to laugh. You need to laugh out loud. Even if you listen to some like not very hi-fi kind of joke that it will make you laugh. Even if it is normal joke, you start laughing out loud. What will happen? That will, send some positive signal to your brains, which is something which only meditation does. But what happens about meditation? I'm telling you, from that book, I learned about meditation. I started meditating. I switched to weekly time frame. I became profitable trader. Earlier, also I was a profitable trader only, but it was not something fixed and in a good structure. From that day, it became into a good. It came into a good structure. So, oh, that example we will leave it for the next day because that example will take so much of time. I will do one thing. I will tell you in person. Will it okay? Will it be okay for you? So, sir, I might not see
Yeah,
the.
sorry. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Uh, okay. So I apologize. I didn't tell you the example right now because due to dearth of time. But I promise you, I will tell you today only. But after this session. So this was the solution to mindset and psychology. So, sir, are you having any doubts or anything you need me to cover?
No, I
Related-
don't have any doubts, and I don't think any participant has also put any doubts there. So you can continue.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. So, my friends, as I told you about mindset and psychology, if I will have to sum up all the learnings which I told you, first, no loss strategy. There is no walking with one leg on the road. Okay, just forget it. Second, disassociate yourself. Like I told you, if you are jumping off from the aeroplane with a parachute, everything is not in your hand. You are in the hand of the Almighty only because you are falling from the sky. Okay, out of your own wish, I accept. But you are falling off the sky. It is not in your hand to decrease your speed or increase your speed. So disassociate yourself. Third thing, have confidence in your system. Build a strategy, backtest it, do it manual or automation, I don't know. But backtest it so that you will have confidence. You will get to know the okay, today if it is giving me loss, after 7 days, there are probability that okay, it will come into profitable system. The last thing, meditate. Meditation is something which I think each and every trader needs to practice, especially those who are trading on small time frame. I think if I am giving half an hour to this mindfulness, the day trader needs to give at least 1 hour because uh, he is struggling from stop losses much more than me. I am seeing hardly one or two stop losses in a week, but he is seeing hundreds of stop losses in his day trading. Yeah, one pro thing I would like to give to intraday traders only. One thing you can do about mindset and psychology. Suppose that, as I told you, if a trader is there who is trading on 5 minutes time frame and he is struggling from losing trades, but still he knows that okay, this system will work, but this pain of his stop loss, it's dissuading him to continue with his system. What he can do apart from backtesting and all, suppose if you place the trade right now, the next candle will be formed after 5 minutes only. You do one thing. You have 3 minutes timer in your phone. You just meditate, close your eyes, meditate for 3 minutes only. Okay. So that also will give you so much of calmness in your body that believe me, the next stop loss will not harm you that much. And about meditation, one thing also I will tell you that if I will have to ride my car in the 4 a.m. morning on the road, it would be much easier for me to ride and to drive in this highway or even if a local road is there. But if you ask me to drive my car on the same road at 12 p.m. At noon, it will be much difficult. You know why? Because traffic would be there. So the same philosophy applies to meditation as well. If you are practicing meditation early in the morning when no much sound is there from here, from there, from outside your flat, outside your house, you will be able to meditate, you will be able to control your breath, you will be able to focus upon your mind easily. But if you start doing the same at the noon, okay, even at this initial level, it will not be possible for you to concentrate. So if you are trying or if you are planning upon starting meditation, one small session will be for you all, that at least start in the morning so that it would be easier for you. So that ends my talk about mindset and psychology. The next topic I would like to take about risk management. So anyone is having any questions on that? So we said, did you receive any questions on that?
No, no question as of now for mindset and psychology.
Okay, so would you like me to take anything, any other point in that particular topic?
No, no, you can switch to risk management. I think. Yeah. Yeah, you can continue with the risk management part.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for confirming. So when it comes to risk management, I assume as you most of you are CMT charters only, and some of them maybe some aspirants in technical analysis, you are already well versed with risk management. So it will not take so much of time like the mindset and psychology section took. The first point I would like to talk about stop losses. Okay, so what is a stop loss? I will tell you a very fantastic story. I think again people from India must be knowing. One book is there, Bhagavad Gita. I like to call it Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It is a holy book in Hinduism. It talks about the ups and lows of anyone's life. Okay, they just say that if you have read this Bhagavad Gita book, you will, you know, get the knowledge to tackle each and every scenario in anyone's life because that has already been written far many years back in that particular book. So what happened in this Mahabharata? Something happened fantastic and amazing situation. Lord Krishna was there, Karn, an amazing warrior, Arjun, again an amazing warrior. Two of them were there. Okay. And this bow arrow, we call it in Dhanush in our local language, bow arrow were there. And every arrow which is going towards Karn, you know so every arrow which is going towards Karn, that is pulling his particular vehicle. We call it ratha, ratha, ratha. So that is pulling or pushing his ratha like 2 feet back. Okay, but whenever he is the Karna, whenever he is throwing his arrow to Arjuna, that is hardly going some centimeters back. So after some discussion, the Arjuna, and the again the warrior who won ultimately in Mahabharata, he told Lord Krishna that my arrow is having so much power. Whenever I am throwing it towards him, his this Ratha is going 2 feet back. But whenever he is doing the same, my Ratha is hardly going 0.3 or 0.4 feet back. So Lord Krishna told him that you think upon this. The Almighty is sitting with you in your own vehicle. Then his arrow is, pushing our this vehicle 0.3 or 0.4 feet away. What will happen if I am not there? So I might have some, difficulty in making you understand this point, but this is something which is stop loss for you. Okay, stop loss is like the God, Lord Krishna. He is sitting with you on your vehicle, even if this Mahabharata. So stop loss is something which you need to have in your system. Stop loss can be anything. You can have a fixed stop loss. You can have a variable stop loss. You can have something called trailing stop loss. But have that particular stop loss. You need to have some system that that will save you from more harm. Okay, harm after all stop losses has got hit, so harm is there, but the more harm, something which will not happen. So please, please, please have a stop loss. Talking about my own system, as I'm a breakout trader, I always have my previous swing low as my stop loss level, always. And that is something which has worked for me, and that is something which even right now I do use. The second thing is diversification. In risk management, while I was doing CMT, I learned about this risk management chapter, diversification. So what did I do? In 1 year, I am telling you, in 1 year, my account value grew by 60%. I think 2 years back, if I'm not wrong. But this next year, my account value grew by 11% only. You know what has happened? I neither changed my strategy. I neither used any other asset class. Earlier also that was equities only. This time also it was equities only. What did I do? I over diversified my portfolio. That year when I had 60% of account value return, I think hardly I ever having 40 stocks in my portfolio. But that year when I got only 11% return, even right now I do remember that I was having over 90 stocks in my portfolio. So after all, the year was profitable for me only. I'm not crying for that. I'm happy still. because I, target upon 25% CAGR only. So 60%, 11%, not a big harm. But when I right now look back to all these things, I see, okay, diversification is something which you need to have, but don't have over diversification, because that over diversification may eat your alpha. So this is something which we learned in books, but don't learn. That is called over diversification. So have a balanced edge. Right now, you might be thinking that how to know what is the balanced point where we should stop diversification. Again, the same answer. Back test is everything is in computer science these days. You do some in simple back test, you do some out of sample back test, use some particular arbitrary number like 50, 40, 30, any event figure, and then you will get to know that okay, where's your sweet spot for your strategy. So use that thing for risk management while having your alpha in your system, because I did, but I did the wrong way and I learned my lesson hard. The third thing is reward risk ratio. You know, this reward to risk ratio is something which in the initial days people struggle. Why do we struggle? I'm telling you. Like I'm telling you my mistakes only in my earlier days from 2014 to 2015. I'm telling you. Earlier, I used to think, okay, this particular stock, if it will give me 10 rupees of loss, even if I get 10 rupee of profit also, I will go. Okay, I started doing this, didn't work. I thought of, okay, leave it. 10 rupee loss is there, 5 rupee profit also, I will book. That also didn't work. I told you about State Bank of India shares journey, which I started, understanding the movement of that particular stock. One day I still remember, I thought of taking 1 rupee of risk and zero point 0.1 rupee, that is 10 paisa profit in my trades. And then I was doing some manual backtesting in that particular diary. That also didn't work. Hardly I was having like 1 or 2% of annual return in that particular my calculations. So reward to risk ratio is something which you need to have beforehand in your mind, even before backtesting. Okay. Don't try to do it in such a way that okay, I have backtested it, I see that okay, it is giving me 16 to 1, I will do 16 to 1 into market. Okay, it doesn't work this way. Have something in your own mind. How will you have? So I will not suggest you doing backtest right here. I will suggest to look at charts. Once you start looking at charts, it's it will slowly grow upon you that okay, if I'm trading in such a way, this kind of stop loss was able to give me this kind of profit. Okay, so if I do some manual calculation, I will get around 2.1 or 2.2 is to 1. So I got a figure, rough figure. Okay, if 2 is to 1 I'm getting, then it's good. Again, I will start seeing some other stock on the same strategy. You will get a rough idea. Then you use that figure in your backtest. If that work, then you might think of optimizing it. In my case, again, I am having a positions this reward to risk ratio of at least 3 is to 1 for the last 5 years. I don't take any trade below 3 is to 1 ratio. That is already journal in my trading journal. 3 is to 1, below that, even if it is 2.9 is to 1, I don't take any trade. I know I may sound some little bit harsh, but it's true. I don't take any trade below 3 is to 1. The last topic under risk management is position sizing. So, position sizing, I will tell you a very small example. I gave you a bike. I gave you a bike. I give you a very nice highway also. You may call it Delhi Mumbai highway. Okay, both are metro city. The Delhi Mumbai highway is there. I ask you, you took this bike right here. You started the ignition. Just switch to speed of 120 and go to Delhi from Mumbai. Will it be possible to switch to direct 120 speed? No, because obviously you even if you accelerate, the bike will go to 10, 20, 30, 40, like that it will catch up the speed of 120. Okay. Okay. Change the scenario a little bit. Right now I'm asking you that okay, if you are going to Delhi from Mumbai, use the speed in such a way that whenever you are getting some open road, wide road is there, not much vehicle is there, You should switch your speed to 120 or 140, whatever you want. But whenever you are anticipating that, okay, some traffic must be there, you slow down your speed to 40 or 50. Again, whenever you are getting some wide open road, you increase your speed to 120, 130 again. Or even if you want 200 is also all right. Again, if you anticipate some traffic is there, slow down your speed. Which one would be better for you? I think outrightly writing at 120 kilometer per speed to go to Delhi from Mumbai in that highway would not be that much good, because we may encounter some traffic as well in the midst, or some accident is there, the road has been blocked. Suddenly, you will not be able to apply your brakes because you are already at 120 speed. However, in the other scenario, as I told you, that you are having the control of variable speed. Whenever you are seeing the open wide road, you increase your position, you increase your speed. So that is what is position size. If you are seeing that, okay, market is in uptrend, my stock is performing well, so what you can do, you can increase your speed. I bought some 10 quantity here. I saw in my particular case, I see, okay, this swing high has been broken. I buy some more. Again, I can see that, okay, this swing high has again been blocked. And even in my case, I use some RS indicator that has been coded by myself only. So I say that, okay, RS is also going up. So it increases my confidence. I again buy some. In my case, I don't buy, unlimited times. I just buy 3 times only. The first initial position, the second scaling, the third scaling. That's what I do. And subsequently, I keep trailing my moving stop losses as well. As I told you, the recent swing low has always been my stop loss. So this is what position sizing is. Don't ride the bike outrightly at 120 kilometer per hour speed. You use it in such a way, whenever you are getting some wide open road, increase the speed. That is called scaling in. You pyramid your position, you buy some more. Okay. And whenever you are seeing that market is not going, at least take some profit. If not all, at least take some profit. That is bring down your bike. What will happen? You are having at least something in your hand. At least something in your hand rather than losing the all. So this is something which will keep your mindset, risk management, temperament, everything under check. So this was my contribution toward risk management. Anyone having any question? Sorry, sir, have you received any query regarding this?
Uh, Nothing much. Only there's one message that Shri Krishna is the stop loss of Pandavas. They didn't use it in Dut Sabha. So basically, they didn't use stop loss in Dut Sabha. Otherwise, they would have been saved there as well, right?
Yeah, that is true. But I told in current parlance, at least you do use.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, but another topic is about the futures of trading, because at the end we will use this current market and all. Futures of trading, I think. Again, I will tell you one real life scenario only. Some of you might get bored, but please don't. I will give you some real life scenario. I gave touch screen mobile phone to my dad. I asked him, Dad, you use this mobile phone? ABCD brand was there. My dad asked me, okay, if I will touch here, so it will work. If I will touch the setting icon, it will open settings. I said, yes, it will. Because earlier he was familiar with, moving this 4-point cursor or joystick only. So he knew that, okay, if I will touch there, it will go from here to here. But when I gave him this touchscreen mobile phone, he was very much skeptical. How does it work? Will it work or not? But ultimately, it did. He's right now using the touchscreen mobile phone only. Okay. So again, if some new boy is there, okay, new boy, I mean to say some Gen Z is there, Gen Alpha is there. If you are giving the mobile phone to him, this screen touch mobile phone, I think he will not be finding that phone using that difficult as my father did. You know why? Because technology changes. And with technology, our habit of using that technology also changes. I did not feel that much uncomfortable using mobile phone, but my father did. So in trading also, I think the same is going to happen. Right now, in my previous generations, there were some people who were using these programming tools to backtest some strategy. Right now, we learned some backtesting. I think the upcoming generation will not find it much difficult to learn backtesting. They themselves will come to the market after backtesting only. And even the newer generation that will come, I think they will come with a backtesting in their head only. So I think the future of trading is AI and machine learning. And still, this may seem to some contradictory thing, but I think the noise will increase. The noise will increase with the increased liquidity, with the increased AI, with the increased machine learning. And another thing which I think particularly for India, cryptocurrency, blockchain, all these things, I think they will improve much more. Right now, I am not having any exposure in cryptocurrency or anything, but I think the newer generation, when they will come to the market, they will by default having very good knowledge of cryptocurrency and all. So this was my expectation about features of these things. Anyone having any doubt? I think some is there.
Jay Kumar is saying that important in risk management is everyone should learn to think in percentage. That way, things would turn out better in trading and investment. It has helped me, like since I am into trading, I use only percentage change from previous close, not the actual points in script has changed from previous close. So basically, he's talking about percentage changes.
Yeah, Giacomo Zen, thank you so much for reminding me this point. This is something which I had already covered in CMT, so I didn't discuss. Actually, what he's talking about, I do it a little bit different way. I use the log charts, okay? So while I'm seeing the charts only, I don't see in the percentage term, this point absolute terms. I see it in this percentage term only because when you click on log, it will automatically go to in that layout only. But yes, he was right. He did it. He captured this correctly. So we will come to our last point of today is current market trends. So sir, would you like to say something?
Yeah, you can continue, and then we'll have then open discussion with some of our friends, which will also help us understand the current scenario of the market.
Okay. About current market scenario, I will tell you again one thing which some of you might think it's contradictory. That is about the broader index I will talk about. That is Nifty only. Okay. So about Nifty, many people are talking about that. Okay, it went up. This happened. This percentage. This moving average and all. As I am a weekly trader, a time frame trader. Okay, my mindset has been trained in such a way that once I see that okay, swing high has been broken on closing basis, closing because I already see the charts on Saturday only, so the weekly already candles has been closed. Then only I assume anything as an uptrend. So in my case, what has happened? Our broader index that is Nifty 50 that has not broken its own swing high in weekly time frame. So I am still having a little bit of bearish bias. Why I am telling you a little bit of bearish bias? Little bit because the indicators which I use, that moving average 40, that is still above the candle. Okay, the system methodology which I use, the swing high break and swing low break, the swing high breakage is still not happen for me. So this is the thing which is making me to say that I am still bearish. Once it will break, I will accept my this wrong observation. I will move to become bullish. I will again start buying. So this is what my thinking is there. Talking about this bridging the markets. Okay, bridging the markets is something which many people stumble upon. Many people struggle with it. I will tell you very small 2 points. Then we will start discussing with our colleagues. The one thing is RS indicator and RRG charts. These two things I have seen has helped me immensely. I think many of you who are already CMT, they must be aware with RG charts, RGs, this relative rotation graph, which moves like this. Okay, it will show you that, okay, this stock is getting improved, its strength is increasing. Okay, so that is something which has helped me. And I think if you have to trade international markets, okay, so you need to have relative strength implemented because I know one of our this colleague who is having some global exposure to trade. So if I were there, if I had to choose between London, US, and India, what I would have done, I would have created an average of all three countries, created my own, average index, and applied this RS indicator to all three countries. Whichever country I will see that okay, the relative strength is improving, so I will start investing in that country. So this is what my methodology says. Anyone having any question, please ask. Otherwise, then we will move to this normal discussion.
Saurabh Mehta asking which tool you use for RRG graph, and you developed RRG for your data?
No, I don't need RRG because I am having some email over coded. So every trace is already coded in my case. But if you want, during my time, I had used Optima. And right now, I think one very good data vendor is there. Some chart, something is called. Okay, that also provides. Otherwise, our friend Vivek Chan is there. He also plots. So Vivek Chan, can you confirm which tool you are using these days? Because you are very actively using RRG. Oh, you can write in chat.
No, I can ask him to unmute himself. Vivek, you can unmute yourself. In fact, I'll open the discussion. Uh, okay.
Right. So,
Hi,
sir,
Vivek.
I really found, yeah, hello, sir, good evening, everyone. So, I really found the stock charts to be, very, very intuitive. And if anybody is not very inclined towards coding, they can easily use stock charts in weekly time frame or daily time frame. And right now, they are more upgraded with US markets and all. But for Indian markets, they have Nifty and sectoral index as well. So, I think that should help.
Yeah,
But
great. I
Vivek,
think stock charts uses it. Yeah.
is it a paid version or is it a free version, Vivek?
Uh, yeah, it's a paid version. It's a paid version. Like I had taken a subscription for 1 year, and I just took the basic subscription. I think that was around the normal price is around 20K. So sometimes they even give you discount and all. So you have to keep a check on that.
Great.
Thank you, Vivek.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now we can ask, say, one of our colleague, Kyle. Kyle is from Malaysia, right? Hi, Kyle.
So Philippines.
Yeah, sorry, Philippines. Okay, so he tracks all over the world, and then so he can tell us a little bit more about the world markets.
Yeah. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, sure. I'll make you the co-host 1 second. Uh, yeah, Kyle, you are the co-host now.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, now we can see yes.
Okay. So it's been pretty messy the past few weeks. So uh we've been seeing tariff wars between the US and basically everyone else. So now basically everyone's pretty scared that a global recession might actually happen. So, actually, as early as mid-February, we've been seeing risk off in general markets. So that's been driven by a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty. So, before I look into some of the specific charts, here's one chart I'd like to share with you guys. So this is the US Economic Policy Uncertainty Index. So it's better to look at this in the weekly time frame. This is also available in the Fred website. So if you can see, it is the highest level since
Oh,
2020.
in fact, all-time high.
Yeah. Actually, if you zoom out, it's really very high. So in this type of situations, actually these peaks also, I just don't have it labeled right now. It coincides with a lot of market stress also. So given that if you look at the current situation, most other situations are actually spiking. This one is bloating, meaning this has never been seen in history and could actually hint on more volatile times ahead. So,
In fact,
um,
it's making higher highs, higher lows, right?
yes, it is. It is. So, and it's on a weekly basis. And if you look, it is actually, hold on, let me try to, it is swelling. It's swelling. Unlike the uh, previous occurrences, it's like a VIX that it would spike up and then move down. Now it's swelling,
Correct.
meaning it's gaining momentum. So
Right.
that type of uncertainty we haven't observed yet. So I don't know what exactly will happen. So that is actually why, if you remember in the CMT text, warning of price shocks. So the event of price shocks is actually very high given this occurrence. So we already saw that actually last week, with the S&P 500. So sorry, let me remove my here. So we saw that already last week. So we've seen a lot of price shocks and um, a lot of contrary indicators have actually triggered uh, as Trump actually announced 90-day because I don't know if everyone's tracking what's happening. So uh, the the Trump administration put tariffs on China. China retaliated. The U.S. retaliated with more tariffs, and then China retaliated with more tariffs. So basically, they're throwing tariffs one after another. So that basically is a setup for positive news if any uh, pause on the tariff was lifted. So again, we saw that lifted. So we saw a pretty good rally in the equity markets. Actually, I think it's broad based. However, there's been a lot of chart damage that we have seen here. In the group chats, I've already shared that there's an head and shoulders in the S&P 500. We have confirmation here, and we actually have a death cross that occurred. So I'm not sure if you guys follow Paul Tiger Jones. He said that anything if price is below the 200-day moving average, it's not nothing good ever happens if price is below the 200-day moving average. So currently, this is your strong resistance now, the neckline of the head and shoulders. And with your death cross, I guess a lot of negative sentiment may develop in the coming weeks or months. For now, yeah, it's event driven, um, meaning it's because of the tariffs. In the third quarter, I'm actually seeing liquidity risk and then further slowdown to growth. So actually, we can have a continuation to this as more data becomes available. Um, but a lot of risk really right now. Um, maybe I can also take a look at this. So I've shared this in the group chat. So this is ACWI versus GovT. So ACWI is your uh, World Equity Index. This is a benchmark used by a lot of fund managers. And GovT is your fixed income
Government bonds.
benchmark. Yeah, so it's U.S. government bonds. So naturally, we saw a break of the uptrend already. We're familiar with this relative charts. So right now, given the noise, we are actually seeing on a weekly break already of this. Let's try to go back to the daily. Yeah, so we're currently in the support zone. So a lot of volatility ahead, given this um, formation. Um, so, with any comment on this, what would you take on this? What would you?
It's beautiful. Like this is a different perspective, and especially that economic chart which you saw, right? Uncertainty chart, economic uncertainty chart. That was beautiful because I don't think we have covered that in CMT's curriculum, and it's something new for at least me. Maybe some of you already know about it, but that was beautiful. This also ACWI is new to me again. Uh, but it makes sense because we know that bonds and equities are like the two major asset classes where the money goes, right? And if it is breaking down the 2020 trend line, it is important, right? For sure.
Yeah. So this rising trend is from the pandemic lows. So
Correct.
the break we have seen here, well, needs to be confirmed, but so far, we are seeing weakness on the global equity point of view. So
Okay.
if there are fears of global growth, people will naturally flock into bonds. So we can have further discussions into this, but uh, there is actually I wouldn't recommend flying into long-term treasuries yet because of this actually. Let me look at the chart. Hold on, let me. Oh, here. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this. This is actually the central bank's balance sheet. This is the U.S. central bank's balance sheet. So, I don't know if you followed the debt crisis of the U.S. So, by July and August, they will have to lift the debt ceiling. Meaning, currently they cannot issue more debt because legally they cannot anymore because under the previous legislation they have hit the peak. So
Okay.
this is called the TGA, the Treasury General Account. So this is built up when the government collects taxes, fees that they collect from tariffs. So it's all accumulated here. So currently we are seeing this actually dropping. This is actually pretty positive for risk assets, but we see that markets are panicking right now. So this increases naturally liquidity in the market, in the economy. So more liquidity in the economy, good for the markets. My concern is that by the time we hit the third quarter, July, August, when the US extends their uh, they're expected to raise the debt ceiling. Therefore, they can issue more debt. Now, eventually, currently, the economy is being run by the Treasury General Account. It's being spent down. The government is spending the TGA. That is why it's falling. So it's funding federal operations. So eventually, once the debt ceiling is raised, this will have to be built again. As I mentioned earlier, currently it is declining. Therefore, um, economic liquidity is rising. So by the time that they build this up, liquidity would drop, which is a negative for risk assets. So by July, August, that's the third quarter, that's actually my bear case for the US. So we could actually see a further decline if nothing changes. So this is actually one of the key points I'm looking at for the third quarter. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, we don't generally see these things. Okay,
Yeah.
there are
Um,
some messages in the chat box uh, where we can see RSG charts that we already discussed. How can AI help us in trading? So, Vivek, will you like to answer that?
Sir, of course, I would like to answer that. I would like to pass this question to you only because this is something I in my life have not seen, and I still think that it is kind of impossible for AI to crack the markets. So, can you please elaborate, shed some light?
See, AI is changing everything now. If you see now, everything we want, we ask ChatGPT, right? And say same thing. Now you can code directly using ChatGPT. I think that, Kyle wants to say something. Yeah, Kyle.
Yeah, actually, um, currently a lot of companies globally are spending on infrastructure to improve their AI facilities. So we have these companies that are spending have yet to monetize AI yet. So they're still in that infrastructure building process. So if this does become positive, so one of the sectors that will actually benefit from this would be energy. So more AI use would mean AI would energy power sectors would follow suit. So actually there's a concern with the amount of energy that AI will eventually bring. So that brings an environmental concern as well. So from the AI point of view, in terms of spending, yes, it's being spent on. In terms of revenue generating, we have yet to see that. But if it does turn out positive, then your power usage may also increase in the future. Yeah.
Definitely, you're right. Um, that is one thing for sure. But coming back to AI, how it helps you trading, now backtesting things has become easier, and going forward it will become more easier. Right? Like Vivek was saying on that front, that people will now come up with system first and then think about trading. Right? So that will happen going forward. It looks like. Okay. Many of you can now make codes and in Python, even in a lot of others like PineScript and all those. You get those codes ready and you can just plug and play those things. So that will like change everything and when trading, and also as Vivek said, agree with him that it will increase a lot of noise as well, because most of these things people will generally use for short-term trading, because everybody wants money in short term, right? Say I would not want to wait for 1 year for 25%. Why cannot I get 25% in 2 months, right? So generally people will try to use this for short term, so the noise will increase. Okay, and it will not affect too much for long-term traders and investors, but it may affect them also. In fact, it will be good for them because this noise will be opportunity for them to get better prices. Right. So it's up to us how we use it. Ultimately, everything has a good part of it and has a bad part of it. So if you abuse it, then it will be negative for you. But if you can use it positively with your knowledge and intelligence, you can take advantage of it. Right. Then, um,
Sir, just one question I have.
sure.
Uh, like AI is taking up the stage so fast, and everything is like now you can make images, you can make videos, and you can do anything. So earlier, like it was there that AI cannot recognize chart patterns, etc. It was not possible for computers to recognize. And while these images are getting created, I'm sure sooner or later they will be able to recognize all the patterns, etc. as well.
Correct.
So maybe not now, maybe 5 years, 10 years down the line, then I mean, if people start taking or the AI starts taking the trades, then what will the traders do? How will that shape up? Any view on that?
See, it's you don't need to worry, I think, about that. Firstly, is because see, no matter how good the AI becomes, financial markets are something which is totally unpredictable. That is what at least I believe. Right. So even because there's no fixed pattern, right? So say if it is a fixed cycle that every 20 days there will be a correction, every 40 days there will be a correction. Okay. Then you can predict, the AI can predict it, okay, easily, and it will be very, very easy for it. But there's no fixed pattern. There's a lot of things which is there. Right? There is momentum, there is volatility, there is volume, there is trend, and more lot other factors which make markets, right? Okay, fundamentals, profitability, all those things. So No, it's very difficult to predict all these things. Okay, you will be correct only when you are able to predict all these things correctly. Right? Yes, AI has the capability to you can plug all these things into AI and ask what will happen in the future. AI will be right in most of the times. It can have a say accuracy of 80-90%. But the problem will be then when it is wrong. Okay, those 10% your losses will be very huge because you will feel that it's like it's suppose you are an insider. Okay, you have a knowledge about a stock. Okay, and you for sure knows that this stock is going to go down tomorrow. Say it's going to go down by 20% tomorrow. You are sure about it, so you shorted it, right? But sometimes insiders also go wrong, right? Okay, somebody did something else. Okay, and the stock instead of going down, it went up 10%. So, because you were very sure about something, you invested a lot of money. You put a lot of money in that trade, and that one trade going wrong, okay, will blow up your account, right? Because you were very sure you put everything onto it, right? So that things will start to happen when AI will become so correct that it will be right 90% of the time, that 10% of the time which you AI will not be correct, that time it will lose very much, right? So because somewhere say everybody is using AI, then it will be like fight of AIs. Then it will not be fight between humans and AIs. Then it will be fight of AIs. Then which AI is better than which AI? It will become that like that, which used to show, which used to see that in Hollywood movies, right? So that something may start to happen. So those things are very very difficult to predict from here on. Okay, but I still feel that long term trading and investing will still survive. So short term traders may have issues because say short term patterns also change very fast. Like SEBI will do something, the pattern will change. Right. Previously, SEBI introduced Bank Nifty weekly options. Right. The pattern change of Bank Nifty because of that. Then they introduced Bank Nifty Nifty future options, weekly options. Right. So Nifty also the pattern of the Nifty will change. Right. Because people will start trade those things. And then SEBI removed the Bank Nifty weekly options. Right. So then again pattern change. So these things AI cannot predict, right? So and ultimately it will be the person who has made the AI, right? If he has done it correctly, then AI will do work fine. If he has not thought of every angle, then if one angle is also missed, then AI will mess it up. Because ultimately, understand one thing: computer is a dumb machine. It will do only and only that much which has been told it to do. Even if you put AI, it will do only what you have told it to do in the AI, right? So you'll have to be careful with that at times. But in the future, nobody knows,
Yeah, so I
right?
think maybe time will tell how it shapes up.
Yeah, only time can tell us. But we'll have to be careful, and wherever we get opportunity, we have to take that opportunity basically. But
Yeah.
stay little long term. Don't. I personally feel that staying too short term will be riskier. Uh, Chetan is saying right now we don't have access to real AI. Yeah, Chetan. Um, say although these are real AIs only, I would say, but yes, they are
So,
advanced features. Yeah,
so I think, so by definition, AI has the ability to think for itself. Like they have the neural network, which
very
makes
true.
them think independently, regardless of what anyone is telling. Uh,
Very true.
it's another thing that they take the data from our human world, but the way they comprehend data, that is completely different than what we are trying to say. Like suppose if what you were saying, that some people might be programming AI. So that is not AI. That is then it is another trading bot only, na. That is not AI. AI would be like it would have its own independent way of thinking. Artificial intelligence, that is completely different, which is much more intelligent than human because it is able to comprehend much larger data. There is AI, but right now I don't think we have access to that AI. Like whatever AI right now we are accessing, it's just like kind of a prompt, which is kind of a data aggregator. I can say like whatever data and some comprehension is there, not the real AI. I think some quant firm had like I don't remember, maybe BlackRock or Vanguard has some AI which they use to predict markets. So it is possible that they are having the real AI, but and accessing the real AI because accessing it requires huge processing power, all kinds of computational power. So I don't think even after paying subscription fee of chat GPT and everything, we are not accessing the real AI right now.
Yeah, you are right in that sense. Okay, uh, these those who have more money obviously can buy these things much more and like in more detail, right? And they can do their own coding, right? They can hire people to code and do a lot of things. Yes, no doubt about that. But that only time will tell, right? Companies are heavily using Copilot to create model strategies and back. Yes, Saurabh, you're right. Uh, a lot of people are doing it. Yeah. How can we stay updated in these AI programming things as we have a background in finance? Okay, say at least start backtesting. Start with first thing, right? Little bit of coding, start learning it, and I think that will be the first step. And then it's a ocean, like it is a never ending thing. So then you add a layer of it. You can then add optimization. Then you can learn, say, machine learning and neural networks. All those things will come step by step, right? But first, you'll have to go in the same path. There's no alternative, right?
And
It looks
maybe so
difficult as of now. Yeah, sir.
maybe I can add. So sir, you
Please.
rightly mentioned. So there are actually, if you see, there are three steps to it. One is which all of us can take help from. That is how we can refine our coding related to Python with the help of AI. So that's the first step. So if you want to write Python program, you just tell AI that you write a Python program for me and uh, fetch the data from Yahoo Finance, it will do. So that's the basic step. Then
Right.
comes the second step, which all the bigger companies do have, that is where they are taking help to model their strategies. And what they're doing, they are taking help from their existing system. They feed that as a first step feeder, and then from those models, they are generating efficient models. And because the models are generated by AI, so they can do the back testing very quickly. So that's the second step where they are strategizing the models. And the third
Right.
step is which I believe Chetan has talked about, real AI. We call it generative AI. What happens over there is they have the data with them now, and now they are cleaning that data, analyzing it with the help of generative AI, and trying to predict what should happen after 3 months, what should happen after 1 year time the line. And and the same thing which we have read in CMT, that they have divided the data into two parts. One is which they're using as a base model, and the other is for the forward testing or forward back testing, which we do. So it's basically three step. One and two we can easily do even at a retail sector, but
Level.
yeah, generative AI would be difficult because there are a lot of data which we don't get easily. So that's the third part.
You're right, but like some of us will, when by the time we reach to the second level, we will also have maybe not the infrastructure, but maybe resources to reach to the third level also. Some of us, not all of us, right? Uh,
Not
so maybe some of us from here on who are there, these 30, 40 people, some will have their own firm of AI going forward, right? So all those things will happen, I'm sure. Like all of you have so much knowledge. And I'm sure some of us will reach those levels.
So today also, this is the same scenario which with HFT firms, right? So they invest in heavily in infrastructure, and they generate truckloads of money. You cannot imagine what HFT, what kind of money they generate. So it's the same thing. They have the processing power. Similarly, with the AI also, the people who have the processing power will generate loads of money. We poor people don't have to worry. We can still trade trend lines, and we will be happy about that.
Yeah, actually, that is also true. As I said, if you are on a higher time frame, it will not matter too much because the trends will still be there. Right. Say most of these will go into shorter term, and it will be more higher risk for these HFT traders, where they will need more power, more money to invest in infrastructure. So their investment in power and infrastructure will increase, but the returns from here on will deteriorate, I suppose. Right. Okay, it's yeah, Sunny has said it's same as like algo fighting with each other. Here this Kyle has shown us a chart. Uh, okay, this is economic policy uncertainty. Yeah, okay, this is from 1986. Last time such thing happened somewhere in COVID, and then before that it was in 2008 only. Such high levels we saw in only 2008. But that also was just a spike. Uh, Before that also it was there, but all of these were spikes. 1990 recession. Okay, so what I think what we are seeing, what Kyle said was perfect, is correct, is that we are seeing something very, very different this time. As at least till now, what we are seeing, because it's rising with in a trending fashion. In the past it has been more of a spiky in nature, but now it is rising in a trending nature, which is a concern, right? Sir, when you say long term, do you mean trade on weekly? Yeah, trade on weekly, maybe trade on monthly time frames like that. Yeah, maybe I can add to that. Yes, Sora was already added. Okay, RRG we have already done. Okay. Kalpesh is saying, sir, based on your experience from whether CMT is sufficient to equip one from ideation skill to diverse trading strategies? If no, then what additional skill set one should look? So I think CMT is more than enough for ideation part. For coding, you'll have to learn Python or some language for sure. But for ideation part, I think CMT is more than enough. Whatever I have done till now, I've done. I've not read any other book other than CMT books. Like although at when I was doing CMT, I had to read 20, 25 books. Now there's only three books, right? So that is one thing is there, but you can always read more books. Like read books by Perry Kaufman, read books by what we say, Robert Carver. Okay, a lot of good authors are there. Van Tha book is about that is more on psychology. Okay, so read more books. You don't need any other skill set except coding. But yes, reading more books will help after you complete CMT. If whenever you get time, read more books on trading systems. Yeah, Julian is saying even if AI comes to dominate the markets, it's the human emotions such as greed and fear that makes the price move up and down. Each pattern tells how the market participants are thinking, and even if market conditions change due to AI, it is our duty as traders to adapt to the market. Yes, you are right, Julian. Ultimately, everything is on greed and emotions. ultimately these AIs will be run by humans only, right? Okay, but things may change. What we have not seen in the past, we are seeing now. Okay, so don't be very like sure on these things. As I said, like higher time frame will still maybe good options. Okay, in case of market AI is less powerful without humans. As of now, it is less powerful, but it is becoming very powerful. Okay, so Ajit, don't be in this illusion that humans will still be better than AI. Okay, as of now we have been right, but future the way it is changing. Okay, be little spectacle about it. I will be little spectacle about it. Okay. Okay, fine. I think we have surpassed our time limit. Okay, we were thinking about say 8:30 to be our extreme, and we have passed that. I think it was a good conversation, and the cherry on the cake was the uh, like uh, like the input from all of you. I loved that, especially Kyle. Kyle gave a very different perspective. Okay, so we will try to do these sessions. We were thinking of doing it once in a month, but now I really want to do it every week. Okay, maybe I may not be present every week, but some of us will be there. Okay. Uh, Okay, so it is like 70 to 70s, 80s people talked about what will happen when computers will yeah, it is like that. Okay. Yeah, recordings will be shared, it will be put on to YouTube, and I will need participation of all of you going forward to attend these sessions, to be a speaker on these sessions. Okay, to because say the ultimately this platform we are starting is it for the CMT charter holders, right? We will. It's not that we will not call anybody who is not a CMT. We will have people who have experience and maybe they don't have the charter. That is fine. We will call people like that. Okay, but the core will be CMT charter holders. Okay, fine. Okay, so we'll end up for the day. Any last thoughts, Vivek, you want to say?
Just three things. Like Chetan said, AI selling AI, so it will not matter much being a student of economics. So I think it will still not harm me much because I am a longer time frame person. So what my plans are there, if AI become too much aggressive, from weekly I will switch to 2 weeks time frame. Otherwise, I will switch to 3 weeks time frame. As sir said, monthly time frame. I am already running a system for the last 1.5 years on monthly. So I will switch to monthly time frame only. So I am not very much fearful of that. Sir, one question was from Shears, I think, coding for finance. So how the people can, start coding with finance background. So I will tell you that I am also having the same background. One small thing, if you want to ride a motorbike, at least you will have to sit, you will have to put both of your feet down. You will have to see that whether it is touching the floor or not. So just as sir said, at least try to do something little bit, then you will, come to know. So this is something, and from my answer.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Vivek. It was a like a very good session, I would say. I didn't expected this good session. Okay, fine. So we'll end up here. Okay, and please give your feedback. Say I'll try to